What's up, Capoeira Nation? Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for being here. And again, I'm coming back with a very, very, very quick conversation here to throw my ideas out there and to let you know how I think and how and what I believe on and what I like and things like that in life, because that motivates me to keep moving forward. And I really hope this motivates you for you to keep moving forward. So, one thing that I see very consistent in the capoeira community, and unfortunately that comes out of our society to our capoeira community, but our capoeira community gets affected because of this. So sometimes we think that events are expensive, or clothes are expensive, or instruments are expensive, or classes are expensive. So something that I want to say here is for you to understand the amount of work behind what you see in front of you. So for example, a capoeira event, let's start there. Capoeira event takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of effort to contact the people, to find the tickets, to promote the event, to move forward, to put team together, and then at least how I plan my events, to plan ahead of time, to get it playing with guests so they can teach classes, and then putting the schedule up, and then talking to students, and then the day of the event, everything goes nuts because you go all over the place. Things are gonna be forgotten, and then things happen, right? So it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. So if a capoeira event is $200 for 4 days, do the math before we complain that we have been cheap. So it's a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of energy that people organizing events is going to be putting behind that price. It's probably pricey, but once you understand how much that costs, how much that event on energy, on money, and movement requires, you're going to understand why that is the price. So let's not be cheap about capoeira events. And then of course it's not going to be $500 for 2 days, obviously. But if it's an event is $150 for 4 days, it's going to be $200 for 5 days, 4 days. That will tell you that it's going to be a good event. Okay, most of the time, hopefully, it's a good event. So the time behind those is going to be a lot. So now let's say we talk about capoeira events. Now let's say about capoeira class. So many times I consider my class the cheapest of I've seen around. And then I heard many people complaining about my prices, or I heard people saying like, if this goes up, I'm not gonna pay because I'm not gonna pay for this. So this requires time. This requires a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of consistency. So I provide a service. If you see what I provide on my service, on my classes, you're going to see this is extremely cheap, because it took me a lot of time for me to put all these pieces together, all this time together before I step into my class. So it's been a lot of time, and it's been a lot of knowledge me acquiring to pass that to my class, to my students. It's being a lot of time and effort and money invested from my pocket for me to go forward. I don't charge over, my classes are not even over $100. Just imagine that. And then There's information out there. There's this podcast. There's the YouTube channel, and there's the other spreadsheets that I share with my students. And there's a lot of information. So be aware of that kind of little things, and let's not be cheap, because it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. So the day you say, I'm not going to support this teacher, even when they are your friends, I'm not going to support this because it's too expensive. Think before, so you can acknowledge how much work, and understand how much work is behind that price, and how much work that person put at place for them to be charging that. So let's not be cheap in the Capoeira community. Let's support each other. And then sometimes people have to pay rent for that, and I just spit on the microphone. So people have to pay the rent of the space, or people have to pay website. People have to pay a lot of stuff behind that for them to provide that service to you. So you are going to pay for a service. Let's not be cheap. So depending on the service that you are getting, of course, what are you getting in exchange of that price? Of course. But before being like, hey, this is too expensive for me, I'm not gonna take it. Before that, let's see what service have you added to your plate, and then we can say like, no, that's too expensive for one class. I'm not going to pay $100 for one class. I understand that. But if it's $100 for 3 times per week, and then easy consultation, and a podcast, and a YouTube channel, and then many other information, online class, and then answers, and then a lot of information, and then promoting your class, and then promoting the event, and then creating all the stuff piles up. So let's consider that before that. Let's consider those actions before putting that on judgment. So it takes a lot of work. Let's support each other. That's the best way we can grow, is supporting each other as a community. Okay. Thank you so much. Those are my 2 sentences. Thank you so much. And then I really hope you find this very helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's the only way I can find your support. So, because I'm creating this for you, okay, to motivate and to be there on that journey with me, okay? Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Hey, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being part of this episode one more time. And thank you so much for being part of the Capoeira community. I'm very happy you made it all the way to the end. Now, make sure you listen to the next episode next week, or the following week, or the previous episodes. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. And don't forget to reach out so we can have you on the podcast. Okay. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing journey in the Capoeira community. And I really hope to see you one time here in Indianapolis, or I'll see you in the Hada next time. Okay. Keep training, keep your Capoeira school, keep supporting your Capoeira school, and keep training, keep loving Capoeira, keep training, keep playing the Hada. I'll see you in the Hada next time. Peace.